Hello my soccer universe. The new Austrian Bundesliga season for 25-26 gets underway this weekend, and by the time this video posts you probably have already seen the first results, especially the opening game of Friday evening between LASK and Sturm Graz. I'm shooting this well ahead of that game, so I don't know who is gonna win. But I decided, let's make another jersey video, another collection video. I'm gonna show you for each team in this year's Austrian Bundesliga, for which I have jerseys, at least one, in some cases two jerseys. Most of them will go up here on the wall. I want to have for 10 teams that I have in the Bundesliga. I want to have one jersey for each here on the wall. Yes, there are two teams missing and I will mention them one by one, but I thought this might be a fun video to kind of reintroduce the Austrian Bundesliga. I will also shoot preview videos on both of my podcast channels for that. And I would say, enough talking, let's get underway. We'll start with the newly promoted team. It's also the latest jersey that I've got of these. You've seen the very controversial unpacking. It's a local rival for LASK. It is SV Ried, its last season's title-winning jersey from the second league. Not a particularly pretty jersey by design standards, although I think the basic design is not a bad one. The green with a little bit of the black in there. I have a sponsor, especially the box sponsor. But what I do love about this one is the Leberkäse-Semmel, so this little Austrian snack that's very popular in stadiums. You have that one, but you know, it's a decent jersey. It's from a local rival. I lost a team in Austria Klagenfurt last year, so I wanted to get at least back to 10 teams. Next up, we have from the far west in Vorarlberg, we have Altach. I only have an away jersey from around 2019, 20, 21. It's actually red. Now they decide to go in black. This is now the first season that Altach are not using this old crest, but they're going to their previous crest, which actually looks quite simple, but I think the fans are happy. This jersey has a long story. It has also some printing with Nussbaumer. I made this as a present for as a surprise exchange part for Andy, my good friend. And you know, he was surprised about this one, but he offered it back to me, and so we got it for that. I think it's a decent jersey. I just wish I probably would have gotten him the home jersey that was in white with the black. That looked a little bit better, but you know, I don't mind. Altach is playing in dark at home, so it's red instead of black, and it's a rare touch of red on this wall in the background. So the next two teams from last season I don't have. I don't have a jersey by GAK. I'm working on it. I wanted to get last season's one, and then it sold out in my size, and I didn't like the price that they had on the store. I also don't have WSG, because here in Picky I really want to get one with a number, because they have the sparkling number. So yeah, we're going to the most famous team outside of the big teams in Austria, which is of course Hartberg. And why is it famous? Well, you already know that. Sponsors. I don't have this season's version that has even more sponsors. It kind of managed to put a few more down here, but I have a version. I want to say this is the 21-22 season, the first one with Adidas. Honestly, the jersey is not a bad one. It's just chock full with sponsors, and you know, it doesn't even stop on the front. I mean, the front is the worst offender, but it also goes here on the back. Probably I should have gotten a number here, and I know the president, she's a woman, very well-liked woman within the Austrian football scene, said, well, maybe we can get more partners on there if we just get rid of the number on the back and we just keep more adding. It's a social media win for them. Everyone's talking about Hartberg. Would you know about Hartberg otherwise? No. Because of these jerseys, Hartberg are talked about. For this particular jersey, and I think it's also present on this season's shirt, what I don't like is that, yeah, we have the Adidas logo, we have the Hartberg logo here, but then with the Bundesliga logo, it's a little bit of a disbalance. But on the other side, you know, at first, where can you even find the club crest? So there you go. I'm really proud that I have a full sponsored version, because I think this represents the Austrian Bundesliga quite well. And then, believe it or not, we already had my team, LASK. We only finished in 7th last season, so rather down this countdown. Here's the away jersey from last season. It's still one of the best LASK away jerseys that have been released in the past few years. And you know, I like the Adidas styling. But I'm gonna show you two more jerseys that I'm gonna use for this season, where I try to sorta mimic what they're wearing. I won't put up the away jersey, or maybe I can put it here next to the Hartberg jersey. The away jersey this year has kind of this gradient from black into red up front, so I have a jersey black with red up front. We reached the cup final in '99 in this one. Was only worn for a half season. What wasn't even for the subsequent season as well. I hated it when it came out. Meanwhile, very quickly thereafter, when we made it into the cup final, I actually did like it quite some. I just wish that maybe the LASK logo could have been put in between here, or all the logos. I think this would make the jersey a little bit more traditional looking. But other than that, classic jersey. So absolutely love that one. Maybe let's put an additional jersey up there. I'll put it here, but we get 2 LASK jerseys up there for sure. I have here the home jersey from the 23-24 season, when we actually finished 3rd, so prior to this really bad season. This was the jersey that came with my season ticket, so I got it for free. It's in double XL, and then last season, just before he left the club, I actually had him printed on there. Marin Ljubicic, main reason because he scored quite some important goals in that season. He scored, I think, a hat-trick against Salzburg wearing this jersey. He also scored a brace against Ried in the 5-0 drubbing in this jersey. So I thought he's very fitting. I really like you know, these special accents on characters. And so there are 2 more here, and I think overall looks quite nice. When I look at it now, maybe they did not place the number here right. Could have been come a little bit further down, but you know, who cares? Some small potatoes, and you know, it's kind of snuck in there. But yeah, is it the prettiest LASK jersey according to Football Kit Archive? Absolutely not. On the other side, I think there is potential there. Just get these sleeves in white, and that actually looks decent. And the European jersey that I also have looked quite nice. So we're getting to the top 6, and unbelievably, in 6th place last season was the city rival Blau-Weiss Linz, who were wearing this jersey. They were wearing it for 2 seasons. I give them a whole lot of credit for that they did that. The new jersey of theirs looks a little bit weird, but this one, it was actually one of the best Bundesliga jerseys for 2 seasons. I just think it could have been even better if they would have decided to either go with the pinstripes or with what they have here on the sleeves. Both of it is a little bit overkill, but you know, small potatoes. It's a very well crafted jersey. I had it a little bit augmented by the nice shiny crest here. $10, and yes, I had to get the coolest name in the Austrian Bundesliga on the back, Ronivaldo. Yes, he scored tons of goals. No, not tons, but he scored very many goals against LASK. It hurt me. On the other side, his name, Ronaldo and Rivaldo in one. And honestly, he's just, it's hard to hate him. Let's put it that way. I've said it repeatedly, LASK was probably the biggest disappointment from last season, but the other big disappointment, especially given the good start they had, were Ried. I have here 2 Ried jerseys, one that I like both of them, but I have to say this away jersey, and I wanna say this was around 2021 or something, it was the last from the Adidas era. It's a really pretty one. The only thing that bugs me at the moment, I think the design is really, really cool. It goes to the traditional colors, or the founding colors of Ried in red and blue, but it's majority blue, and as of late Ried tries to, when they release a jersey in these colors, emphasize a little bit more on the red. But I have to say, this one worked really, really well. So yeah, good job Ried issuing such a jersey. On the other side, will not go on this wall, because I will go with the traditional colors for Ried, and this season they have again green and white stripes. Still doesn't beat this Adidas jersey. This is one of the better ones. It was around the 2010 season. So yeah, this is classic Ried. Green and white stripes. Maybe you could have striped the long sleeves here as well. I still cannot believe that I have this even without the sponsor, which makes it look even cleaner. Yes, Ried may not want to remember these seasons all that fondly, but I honestly have to tell you, when I saw this one for a really good price, I think around 20 euros, I just had to get it for my Austrian collection. Ried is one of the biggest teams in Austria. You gotta have it in collection. So yeah, this to me is a classic Ried shirt. Okay, the last team where I only have 1 jersey is of course Wolfsberger, Wolfsberger AC, or as we call them, WAC here in Austria. And they may have finished only in 4th place, but believe it or not, they were only a single goal away from being champions. That's how tight decision day was in the Austrian Bundesliga. Yeah, it was either first or fourth. They won the cup. They had a super season. They could have won a double, and that probably would have been a little bit too much, let's be honest. For Wolfsberg, I have one from the 1920 season, the home jersey, also similar to the Hartberg jersey. Oh, I'm stepping the wrong way. Chock full with sponsors, but maybe a little bit differently put. You actually can see the design with the slanted pinstriping in the club's colors, black and white, but also the sponsors' colors, which of course is sponsoring them for a whole lot of time. That's why we have them also here in the logo. For my videos, I actually have taken out the sponsor and increased the wolf. It actually makes the logo quite nice, but you know, there are sponsors here on the side. On this side there are sponsor, 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 and of course it doesn't stop here on the back. However, they're also one of the best run teams in Austria at the moment, and so yeah, they can do that, small town team, because they have many partners. That's Austrian Bundesliga. It might be hard to see, especially from a distance, but there's also a wolf's head right here. We're reaching the top three. They were also very close to becoming champions in a way, and that's Austria Vienna. And I have since last year 2 Austria Vienna jerseys. I have found an away jersey. It was also sold for relatively cheap. This is from 2006 to 2008. I mean, it's not classic Austria Vienna, but I really like the look. The white with the purple sleeves makes it actually quite nice looking. The crest is maybe slightly misplaced if you look a little bit closer. The outline is a little bit wider, but you know, small potatoes. This is actually pretty much what the players were wearing. I love that I have it without sponsors, because you know, even Austria Vienna did have quite some sponsors, not at the time though, because they actually were pumped up by Magna, which we will see on the jersey that I'm gonna put up on the wall, which is this home jersey from just the 2 seasons prior, with the famous Total 90 template. It is now making a big comeback. Yes, Nike is really losing the plot a little bit, but I think this was the first Austria jersey, home jersey, where they had the old style crest back. There's something about it that I really like. They also did very well in Europe wearing this one, and there's of course the Magna sponsor. There were not too many more, but just for the fact that it's a Total 90 jersey and it has a decent look, and I love this double striping here. It's actually quite a cool jersey, I gotta say. Even though, you know, as a LASK fan, am I allowed to say this? I think I can judge this relatively neutrally. We're coming to the league's big boys, which is of course Salzburg. Twice in a row they haven't won a single title. That's unheard of. But I still have 2 jerseys of theirs, and it's the jerseys the last 2 seasons that they have won a title. So let me show you. I have been using an Austria Salzburg jersey from the 90s as a stand-in for a home jersey, but then I got this admittedly pretty away jersey. I think 21-22 season. It is actually also what the players are wearing, but I have to say I really like this template. The one thing, and it's a problem with the Austrian Bundesliga, that you know, you wanna have the league logo up here on the jersey, but you don't want to put it on the sleeves because this can be used for sponsors, and that's why it is very often awkwardly put like here or on this LASK jersey, where it also sits way too high here. It's really badly done, and I think the Austrian league has to think about the placement of their logo. But overall the jersey is not a bad one. You know, it's blue on the back, Red Bulls. It's kind of traditional Red Bull Salzburg colors. It's not the one that I will put up this time, because for the first time ever, I can't believe that I can say this, and you know, even a few years ago I would have said that is not gonna happen, that I'm gonna have such a jersey, but yeah, I do. I saw the need for it. I have a Red Bull Salzburg home jersey, and this is from the 22-23 season, so the last time that they were champions. They had this actually quite interesting template. I mean, it's typically a Red Bull Salzburg jersey. I was thinking, should I get one that has a little bit more red or not, but then yeah, when I saw this one, it had a very decent price, it looks decent, has a very interesting design. It's also, I think, the second to last from Nike. Not much here on the back. It's also very much a player issue. It's brand new with tags. Never gonna wear this one, but I'm gonna use it in my videos. So finally an finally a Red Bull Salzburg home jersey. Think of it what you want. And that leads us to the repeat Austrian champions, Sturm Graz. Unbelievable, they doubled up with their title, and unbelievably Nike delivered, or I should say 11 teams, with two of the most dull Sturm kits in years, and that includes last seasons, which were already not that great. Where are the good Sturm jerseys? Well, I have here two that are interesting. Both were actually away jerseys, but you know, I have one in white, I have one in black, so they can both fit in. This one is from the late 2010s, an away jersey that I actually really like. Maybe the one thing that I have to, as a complaint, is why only black here and not here? That makes it look a little bit uneven. The blue sleeve cuffs might look odd, but you know, fit very well with the Puntigamma sponsor. So I think it's alright. Of course, there's the league logo missing, blah blah blah, so it would have a little bit more of a balance. A league logo would be nice here. The sponsor here is, I think, sublimated as far as I can feel. Yes, Lotto logo is not. And then if you turn it around, there is a player on there as well. Piesinger, who is now playing in Wolfsberg, but he is actually from Linz and from the area where I grew up in. So I thought this is just destiny that I should have him. But this is not the jersey I'm gonna put up. So a fourth jersey that will not be put up there. We'll take this one, because Sturm Graz this season will play in black at home. And I got this one, so I want to say also 1920 season something. Last season with Lotto. It's a pretty nice jersey. And I love it's black. Off-center stripe, Sturm logo on there. And everything is blacked out. It looks quite nice. It doesn't have any other color, no sponsor colors. And that is, I think, what Sturm Graz fans like the most about this one. Really nice shirt. Was happy to find it for around 20 euros as well. And so yeah, this is now the stand-in for my home jersey for Sturm Graz for this season. And I think it was also 2 seasons ago. So there you go, a total of 10 Austrian Bundesliga teams back here on the wall. Let me step aside for a Hartberg jersey, and that you can look a little bit better at the Wolfsberg jersey, and then I'll put here that we have a little bit more LASK presence as well. My goal is to fill this wall up to get the 2 jerseys that are missing as well. But yeah, let me know, what do you think about the jersey that I've showed you in this video? Which one was your favorite? Which one did you like the least? Am I wearing the best one? I'm not sure. For me, I definitely do, but maybe you like another jersey better. Drop a comment below, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like these. And I'll talk to you soon about more things in my soccer universe. Bye! Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you might enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my other channels and this channel as well, and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!